We're
live.
What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man.
You already know what it is, man. There's a lot going on, pod, man. Episode 8, almost to 10, small milestones.
Iconic.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy eights.
Crazy 8.
Shout out Kobe.
I ain't gonna say that right now.
You off Kobe?
Yeah, bro. His son ain't show up last night or the night before.
That ain't his son.
Nah, bro. I seen the funniest shit when he sent that text and was like, I got you. A nigga text back and was like, nigga, you suck.
Dude,
that shit
that's
had
real.
me crying, bro.
Kobe up in the heavens talking about, them boys weak.
Him and Devin Booker.
Kobe up in heaven wearing a Jimmy Butler jersey talking about, oh no.
He's wearing a Jokic jersey, nigga.
Right.
He doing one thing he couldn't do. That nigga's passing the ball.
Facts.
You feel me? But yeah, man. How you been feeling, bro? Mental health smooth? Everything good?
It's good,
for you?
man. It's hot as hell.
It is hot as fuck, bro. Work was definitely hot today. Bill, how you feeling over there in the back,
Feeling
man?
good, man. Feeling good.
Good.
Bill's feeling great. He's
levels
over
are
there
good.
in the short
Sun's
shorts.
out,
and
guns out.
You know what I mean? He's got the
Yes,
tank top
nigga,
on.
yeah.
You know,
Got it
he's
right.
out here living.
He doesn't understand the fat nigga
No.
problems. and
Cannot
shit.
relate.
You know what I mean? We are T-minus 10 days away from towel on the shoulder season.
Towel on the head, my nigga.
Like,
Ain't
whoa,
no towel
we're
on the
right-
shoulder,
we're right there.
bro. Fuck
We
that.
are right
Towel in
there.
the back pocket, hit the quick.
That's real.
I feel bad for the fat bald niggas though, because that shit's even worse, bro.
Them boys
At
be-
least with hair, you
the
can
sweat
like
beads.
kind of. With hair, you can kind of. It'll suck
I'm a
it up
hat
a little
guy,
bit,
so it'll
bro.
soak up a lot of that.
Nigga, the bald black niggas'
Oh.
heads be wet at 9 a.m.
Skillet, you know what I mean?
9 a.m.
Talking about Michael Jordan.
Niggas,
Oh,
niggas
shit.
sound like a chili skillet. The little thing that come on and
fucked up.
shit. But yeah, make sure y'all motherfuckers like, comment, and subscribe.
Crack an
man.
egg on their
All of
head.
y'all, man.
Need that. Need to
Absolutely.
up these subs.
Yeah, we need to up the subs, man. We're going to bring y'all something different today. I know we've been talking about a lot of sports, but we're going to get into some men's talk. You feel me? I got a question for my boys, bro. What do you think is the biggest turn on in a woman for you guys?
Man. It's got to be brains. Like, it's got to just be like, how do you think? Like, yeah, I think brains for me.
You think brains?
Like, if we're taking like physical attributes out of it, like
yeah, no
brains.
physical attributes. That shit makes it too easy.
Yeah. I think like having a good head on your shoulders.
Okay. For me, in today's age and like with social media and all, I really admire a woman that doesn't fucking need me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these women,
Independence.
I can't tell you how many failed situationships I had to where like I text her like, hey, what's going on? Good morning. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm about to pay for. Yep. Nope. Never talking to you again, bitch.
Click.
At least act like you like me before I do
Click.
that. Because as a man, bro, you gonna cater to the woman. You gonna make sure she good. You gonna make sure she got what she need, regardless if we build that connection.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think I'm out the gate just finna give you some money, bitch, you're drunk.
Yeah, it's wild.
Absolutely drunk.
wild.
And social media fucked the game up for that shit.
100%.
And you simp ass niggas.
I was just gonna say.
You simp ass
the Sims
niggas.
really fucked the game
you
up.
simp ass bitches. You niggas that's out here just giving bitches money for no reason. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck the market up.
What are you doing? You're fucking it up for real niggas. You fucking the game up, bro. And I don't really even blame the bitches for doing it if it's niggas out here that do it.
Yeah, I don't.
You're telling me if I'm a woman and I'm just attractive,
Yeah.
this nigga's about to cash at me
Mhm.
because of my looks.
Yeah. That's
Nigga,
crazy.
run it.
That's crazy.
Run it.
Yeah. No, I don't get that.
I told
That
motherfuckers.
seems to be a bit of a cultural thing, though.
Yeah, for sure.
White
for
women
sure.
don't really do that.
Yeah, facts.
You know.
Facts.
Unless they're fucking with somebody who can.
I'll-
You know what I mean? Like,
I would say white women don't do that, but it depends on the culture that the white woman is
Yeah,
involved
that's what I
in.
mean.
You feel me?
Yeah.
If she dipping in the chocolate, my nigga,
that's
she
what I'm
definitely
talking
gonna
about.
be
It
on
depends
that,
who the white woman's dating.
For
You know?
sure.
Because, like, you try that shit with, like, me or Jacob or Jake or Sam, or this shit ain't gonna fly. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We got, like, wives and shit. Like, we're, you know what I mean?
For real, bro. Like, nigga, no way. No fucking way.
But, I mean, it always comes one way or another, right? It's like,
I'm gonna pay for the pussy regardless.
yeah, like, I'm gonna take you out to dinner. I'm gonna buy a couple of things. I'm gonna, you know.
I'm a wine and dine you
I'ma fill up your
regardless
car
if we
sometimes
have
and-
that relationship.
Yeah. It's just a partnership at that point, though.
You feel me?
know what I
You
mean?
feel
Like,
me? Like that's just what it's gonna be. As
Yeah.
a man, if you don't do that, you're weird.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's very weird. As a man, you need to have that aspect to you.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
But it's important to go, you know, it's important to have that go both ways, right?
For
It's
sure,
like,
for sure.
Like, we went to 12 Oaks this weekend, and Nikki went into Gap and just was buying, like, a bunch of shit. And so I was just in there with the baby chilling, whatever. I literally tried this on, like just because I was bored. And she was like, "Oh, you look great in that. I'm gonna put it with my other stuff and buy it for you." I was like, "Bet." I wasn't really gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Like I was just kind of like, I just put it on and was like, "Oh, this is kind of a look. I kind of fuck with this shirt."
Bro.
And she's like, "Oh, you look really good in that. Like, hold on, give it here. I'm gonna put it with my stuff. I'm gonna come back and buy this." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Okay, cool.
But but it goes both ways, right? It's like
yeah, absolutely.
it has to.
You know what? You know what else fucked up the game though? It's the OnlyFans shit, bro.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I'm about to get in my bag. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's super fucking.
about to
You're gonna start OnlyFans?
Oh yeah, bro. But I'm gonna have it to where you gotta pay for everything, and I'm gonna be like BBC stroking, but it's just gonna be me playing 2K in a beater, bro.
Iconic.
That's just what it's
finesse
gonna
game.
be. Finessing the fuck out of y'all. Motherfuckers gonna buy it thinking they gonna see something. Meanwhile, I'm in the fourth quarter of the finals, my nigga, with 58 points.
Do you know who
rebounds.
Bandman Kevo is?
Yeah, the nigga with the lipo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He was doing like courses like years ago.
He still does it.
I'm sure he does, but like I was like I came across him somehow, and he was like, "Yeah, buy my course on OnlyFans," and I was like, "What do I look like buying a dude's OnlyFans? Like that just feels wrong."
It's weird.
But the thing is like you go on his OnlyFans and it's like, oh, you can, like before you subscribe, it'll have like the list of shit that like is offered, and it's like just normal ass shit, like there's nothing sexual about it. And it's like, oh yeah, OnlyFans wasn't really created for this.
It wasn't.
Bitches just took that.
Yeah, they took it and
just
ran
started
with it.
doing
I
that.
don't blame them though.
No, I don't either.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm a man. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I ain't put my card in there bitch a couple times.
Well, didn't like Bad Baby turn 18 and like make $1 million in like
that was
4
sick.
hours or something like that?
That was sick.
That's
niggas
crazy.
are sick. Niggas are.
She was 18 for like 15 minutes,
and niggas was.
And she was asking like 25 for the sub or something like. It was something insane.
Imagine like this new day and age of women, where these bitches don't even try. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Excuse me, women. These women don't even try.
Yeah.
Imagine being 17, 18 years old, 17. You like, yeah. Once I turn 18, I'm gonna just go to the strip club and get my OnlyFans popping.
What did you say? You called them bitches?
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, no, those are bitches though.
Facts.
I can't put women in the same category.
Facts. Bitch, you ain't even try to go to Washington.
You know what I mean?
You ain't even try. Get your Pale Grin. Go to school.
You're a whore. Like you're a whore off rip.
And again, like I don't knock it. Like I don't knock women that do. Like I know a lot of women that do OnlyFans or whatever, but they're also in school for like nursing or like they're in school doing certain shit and they have a job and that's just a side hustle. You're respected in my book.
That's a good game plan.
You feel me? That's a great game plan.
I mean,
do what you got to do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Do what you got to do. You do what you do. What you got.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wouldn't do it if I was a fine ass bitch. You know what I mean? Like, hey, listen.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wouldn't be cleaning niggas out if I wasn't a girl.
$14.99 a month, baby.
Not even just
Run
that.
me up.
I'd be just like these bitches. All the simp niggas, where y'all at?
Yeah. It sucks though, because like you see these women who try to get out of OnlyFans and then, they can't get any jobs because all the corporate people are just like, no.
Yeah.
Like I can see your butthole if I paid $13.99. Like absolutely not.
By the way, I'm not subbing if it's more than $9. Just letting you know. You bitches are drunk.
I always crack up when I see the like $3 ones. I'm like, damn. You don't give a
worthless
fuck.
bitch.
You know
Let's go.
what I mean?
Let's go. Run it. Quick. $3.
What's $3?
What's $3?
I'm gonna spend twice that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna spend twice that at the motherfucking gas station.
A Gatorade to see some coochie lips.
Yeah,
that's
no,
fair.
That's crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was. You always see the link tree, and I almost get more curious about like what their price point is than like what's actually on it. You know what I mean?
Facts. What do you value yourself at?
You feel me?
Yeah,
you
for
feel me?
sure.
It cracks me up. I look at that shit because like, if you go out like if you know, right? Like Reddit, you can find just shout out Yay. He's just like I can find any bitch on Reddit, which is like super true. Shout out the gulag simps who are just like spending all day subscribing to OnlyFans.
I call those the smut masters. Those are the smut
legends.
masters.
Those are
smut goats.
They're special. They're a special.
Especially when you go to the video and then it's more than the 5-minute joint. I'm like, oh, this nigga real. Let's go. Not like, little 30-second gif. Like, bitch.
Well, I'm curious what the what's the money look like behind, like when you go on like Reddit, right? And it's like, oh, DM for entire, whatever it is, like a folder of this bitch.
Yeah, facts.
$25 I'll send you. It's like, is this working?
Probably.
Like, should I like go on OnlyFans and subscribe to like a couple popular OnlyFans and just screen record everything? And then like, you know what I mean? Then go on Reddit and be like, hey,
That might be
for
lucrative.
$10 a pop.
And then you go on Reddit with
I'll
like,
Dropbox you the folder.
and then you go on Reddit with the motherfuckers can't tell it's you because if you ain't got your shit in there
You
for
know what I
real,
mean?
you can't get
That's
sued.
crazy.
You can't. That's a win.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Damn. Well, we can't do it now. 'cause
Yeah, like,
it's
is that
on tape,
is that an
but-
enterprise? Like, are we the fools?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
we are.
We
We are
that's what I
fully the
mean.
fools.
The smut
For sure,
masters
for
have
sure.
the keys.
For sure. For sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We'll switch it up. What's Bill? What's a turn off for you on women?
Ooh,
I feel
smoking cigarettes, 100%.
I feel that.
That's a great.
And hygiene in hand with that.
Hygiene's a big
hygiene
one. Yeah,
overall.
hygiene's a big one.
Yeah, you bitches that be off the woman's speed stick, that shit don't work. You hoes still be musty. It does not work.
Yeah, smell is a big thing.
I don't. Yeah, nah, bro. But Newports is. I ain't gonna lie. I remember going.
My man went straight to Newport.
I think I was like 18, 19. No, facts. Dead ass.
Whoa.
I was like 18, 19, and I was talking to this female. And when I got in the whip, Shorty was banging some music in her tins, and she just had a Black and Mild wood tip just sparked. I was like, oh shit,
Said,
with
bro
the
said,
windows up.
I forgot something in the house.
With the windows up, bro.
Her kid was in the back too.
Nah,
Right, like
gladly.
literally.
But with the windows up, I'm like, that's crazy. But nah, cigarettes, that's
Demon.
a big one. That's a big one. What would you say, Andy?
Bad teeth. Bad teeth are a
Yeah.
big turn off for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't like help that, but at the same time, it's like you went through all your teenage years and didn't
Didn't do anything.
Just
said
didn't do
fuck it.
shit.
You
Okay,
said
maybe
fuck it.
maybe your parents couldn't afford it. You went through all your 20s.
Yeah, facts.
You didn't get Invisalign.
Facts.
You know what I
Anything,
mean? Like you
anything.
didn't try to fix
anything,
this.
anything.
Yeah, bad teeth is a
Anything.
turn off
Okay,
for
okay.
me.
You know what's big for me, bro? Women with like speech impediments. Like girls with lisp, I just want to punch them in the face. Is that
Yeah.
bad?
No, I feel that.
I hate hearing women with lisp, bro. Like that shit is really
yeah,
like
it doesn't really particularly bother me, but I could see why it would bother you. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like I could see where it would be annoying.
there's
to somebody.
nothing worse than you hear a like a ghetto like ratchet woman. She kind of pretty, so you give her like, oh okay. Then you get to talking, and you like, nope. I
Said,
should have known
nah.
by the teeth.
That's real. You can
Every
usually
woman
tell.
that got the lisp
Yeah,
got
you
the
can- I was
teeth
gonna
that
say,
kind
you
of
can-
point like these.
You can normally tell when
yeah,
they're
bro,
about to have a
they got
list.
the weird teeth,
yeah,
bro.
you're gonna have to get up out of here.
Definitely, you have to get the fuck.
But there you go.
outta
It
here.
plays into mine. Teeth. You
Teeth,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
your teeth gotta
absolutely,
be correct,
yeah,
baby.
For sure, for sure.
Sorry.
For sure.
Hate to be shallow,
Yeah, you know it is shallow, but sometimes that's just what it's got to be, bro.
but women are shallow.
They are.
Everybody's shallow to an extent.
They
you
are,
know,
they
like
are.
you
I
like
am definitely
you like
shallow.
what you like. It doesn't like
And I don't shame myself for it.
no. If you don't fall into the parameters of what I like, that's okay.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Somebody likes you. You know what I mean? Like somebody out there will like
and that's
you.
one thing that I've always.
And don't lie. I'm not probably falling under the parameters of what you like.
yeah.
I'm just the first to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm not interested.
I mean, I was always blessed with the like. You know how some niggas like. You guys all got that friend that just can't say no to like women.
Yeah.
Like they just fuck anything. Walk like, bro. I had the lowest body count out of my friends for years, bro. Just because I'm not taking the L's,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah, it's real.
My hit list has to stay pristine.
Yeah, I feel that.
I will hop on Pornhub before I catch a bad body, bro.
I'm not mad at
Respect.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
hop on the hub, bro. Like it's not that difficult.
Saved by porn, iconic.
Always, bro.
Save you from making a bad decision.
Bro, talking about the you up. I'm in my room like these, bro.
Not anymore.
Lotion bottle knocked over. Lotion
I'm good,
bottle
thank
gone,
you.
man. But yeah, man. Andy, what do you think your biggest motivation is in life?
Well, now it's my daughter.
I was gonna say take kids out of it, but we really can't.
No, because it doesn't
come.
compare really.
That shit puts the battery in your back.
100%.
Like as soon as I seen Jaden like coming out of the vagina, I was like,
Or it doesn't, and I look at people weird when it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that doesn't really make it doesn't like click for me.
I ain't gonna lie, it took me a second to get out of like the trap hood nigga mindset.
You were
that we've
young,
already
though,
talked
dude.
To.
You
I
were
was 20.
super
I was
young.
20. You feel me? I was 20, so like,
That's why they always say don't have kids young.
yeah, bro.
Here
but
you are, like
I
nah,
ain't-
fuck it.
I ain't gonna lie. I much rather would have. I like the way if I could redo my life, I'd do it exactly the way.
I think
did
there's
it.
benefits to it. I think there's
I do it
benefits to
exactly the way I did it because my kids get to grow up with
with
me.
you. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no matter
100%.
what, I was 20. I did it the right way. Kind of figured this shit out.
Yeah.
Don't really got no real problems with it. You
Yeah.
know. you instill that bond with your kids early, and now my kids don't.
But
like
not
leaving
everybody
my
has
hip.
the wherewithal to step up at 20. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
we know
nah,
enough
yeah.
cats who like just didn't.
Yeah. A lot of niggas just don't care.
You know,
Niggas ain't
there's
seen
like,
their
oh,
kids
that's your problem.
niggas ain't seen their kids in 2-3 years.
You know, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Like, yeah, bro, that shit's crazy. And I don't feel like there's any excuse for that. Like, it's inexcusable.
No.
There's no way.
But I think, I mean, if you take kids out of it, I think it's just like wanting more for myself.
I'm never satisfied.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm never
it's like
satisfied,
kind of
bro.
it's so much why, like we were talking a few weeks ago, like it's so much why I stopped smoking weed because it's just like I just
Yeah.
knew it was holding me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, nah, I can't really do this anymore.
yeah.
This is stagnating me.
For me, I feel like the biggest motivation besides my babies would be music and like my grandmother. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like,
Yeah.
music definitely motivates me a lot, but like my grandma definitely motivates me.
Music in what sense? Like you creating music or like just music in general will like motivate you?
Creating music, just writing,
Yeah.
it makes me get to it. Like I went to work today off of 1 hour of sleep just because I was up writing.
Yeah.
Am I gonna put this shit out? Maybe not.
Yeah. No,
You
I
feel
feel
me?
you.
But it's just about the
You caught a
I
spark.
can't go to sleep right
Yeah,
now. Like
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm sitting up writing to this new producer. Some nigga named DB the Plug. Just
Yeah.
he has a couple producing credits. Just sent me like 10 packs, and I just never seen them in my email. And they were all
Yeah.
fire. So
Yeah.
I'm just
yeah,
like,
there you go.
fuck
Oh,
it.
shit.
Just sparked some in my head, and I just went to bed like, damn, bro, I don't know if I can rap no more. And then that shit was just
Psych.
Psych. I'm
shit
back.
was like, boom.
Yeah, creative block is really frustrating.
It
it's
fucking
so
sucks,
fucking
bro.
frustrating. Because there's times where like you just, I mean, we can relate to this like photography, film ways, and I'm sure it's very similar when it comes to writing. Like you'll just like say, I mean, you basically just said it, right? It's like you just catch a spark at like midnight, and you're like, well, fuck, I have to ride this out.
Nigga hopped up out of bed.
You
like,
know,
just immediately.
like
got
I caught
to
a
it.
spark the other week when I made that little just like compilation of the day, you
Yeah,
know, and I
yeah.
sent it to both of you
That
guys,
shit
and it
was
was.
fire.
But it was
bro.
just like it was nothing I was ever planning on putting out.
Yeah.
What do you think Ladarius wants right now?
Lad.
Yeah,
I don't
Ladrick.
know.
Put him on.
Yeah, I was about to say
Right.
answer the phone for Lad. Put him on speaker.
Hello. What up? I am. What's up? Yeah, I can unlock it. We're in the middle of the podcast. I can shoot over there real fast though. Are you're wait, you can't get in? Oh, just go around the back to the
The key
the
lock.
door. You can't like. Oh, that's totally right. All right, yeah. Give me a minute. All right. Yep. See ya. Should have never answered it.
Fact, he would have been fucked.
He would've
though.
been super
He would've
fucked.
been
All
But
right.
we can finish this.
Yeah.
Finish this last topic, and then we can just shoot over there. And,
Yeah. I mean, all I have to do is just unlock the door for him.
But yeah,
I can be back in 2 minutes.
But yeah, bro, that definitely creator's block is crazy. Like that shit hurts,
Yeah.
especially with you guys. It'd probably be with photos. For me, it's like I can just go back and listen to old music. Like nigga, this shit is great.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I do this right now?
Yeah.
And it'll make the writer's block even worse.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah,
Well, it's like with any creative process, it's like frustrating, right? Like we went to Dexter the other day, and we stopped by the old like the cider mill, you know, over there, and we were getting a bunch of pictures and shit, and like it was cool in the moment, but like when I went back to edit the photos, I just didn't like any of them. I was just like, man, I'm washed, you know, I'm trash, you know, and it's like I don't even want to pick this camera up ever again, you know, and then it's like.
That, that happens to me all.
Oh
the time.
yeah, and then like you know you grab it the next day, you get a couple of sweet photos, and you're like, all right, well,
Absolutely.
fuck it, you know what I mean?
100%.
All right, let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go run. Just leave it running.
All right, where we at, boys? Small intermission. You feel me?
No big deal. No big deal. We cut it out. You guys won't even know.
You feel me? At all? Only know because we said something. you feel me?
Facts. Where were we at? Motivation.
We were at music.
We were at music. Cool.
So
What about music?
my
What
question
do you
would
got?
be for you guys: what do you think is the smallest sum of what music does for you?
Fuck. The smallest sum. What do you elaborate on that a little more? Like, what do you mean by that?
Just saying, not too elaborative, but like making the answer
Like,
a
is
little
this
bit short.
a SAT question? We
You
got
you know what I mean? A, B, C, or D? I'm not sure.
All of the above. That's what
All-
you always
that's
go with.
real.
Smallest sum.
Every time. But nah, bro. Like, you don't have to be short about it. But like, what does music do for you?
Yeah, I mean, how long do we have? You know what I mean?
Facts.
I mean, just to sum it up in a short way. I mean, I think music can completely alter your mood and really set a tone for, particularly like a day. You know, like driving to work, putting some music on. You know, like it can really like. It's kind of like a mental mirror of like where you're at, right?
Swear to God.
It's like if I wake up and I don't want to listen to music, I'm probably not in like the best mood.
No,
you know what I mean?
real.
That doesn't mean I'm in a bad mood, but if I wake up and I don't put anything on, because I'm usually like I tend to wake up and listen to like Colin Cowherd break down the Celtics Heat game from last night or the Lakers Nuggets game. You know what I mean?
No,
like I'll typically turn that on like first thing because I can't stay up that late anymore, particularly for a lot of those like West Coast games. I can't do it. So
this nigga said that like these bitches don't start at 9:30.
Bro, it's too late.
Still too late.
Well, it's too late to see how it finishes. You know what I mean?
Like, and I don't want to start it and not see.
You feel me? You know, like last
saying.
night, like I watched the entire Heat Celtics game because
Yeah,
it was on early.
like
It was on early.
yeah,
Yeah, it was fine. But like, even by the end, I'm like, man, this thing's over. Like, you know, but I'm just like, well, but they could make a run. I don't want, you know.
Facts.
I don't want. It was
be the
like
one
2
that
minutes left.
misses
I was
it.
finally like, all right, I'm gonna shut this
I was
off.
done when they went up 15.
Yeah, no, that's real.
But yeah, bro, for me, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can sum it up easy. Music saved my fucking life, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
There's been some times where I've been in some very, very dark places with my back against the wall, thinking I have nothing left to give, or
Well, it creates
music will pull me right out of
relatability,
it.
you know. Like I remember the first time I really sat down and read the lyrics to "Day and Night" by Kid Cudi, and I was just like, "Fuck, dude, get out of my head," you know.
That's how I feel about Juice WRLD, and that's why I don't really like. I'm not gonna say I don't listen to Juice WRLD as much now because he passed, but like when Juice was alive, like we were really battling the same shit, but just me minus all the drugs.
Moment in time thing, you know.
You feel
like,
me?
An artist that you can
so
relate
it's
to.
like me minus the drugs. So whenever I even get sad now, like I'll turn on Juice because it's like, or The Weeknd.
Yeah.
I'll listen to either one of them. But either way, like music could just help me no matter what.
Yeah.
If I'm pissed off at work, I just put boop.
Yeah.
Both these bitches in, turn the noise cancel on, you leave me the fuck alone.
Well, it's funny how music like it changes for you over the years, right? Like when I was younger, I was so like angsty and angry and shit, and like Eminem was really like, yes, you know.
Yeah.
Now I can't like really listen to Eminem. Like even old Eminem, I'm still just kind of like, you kind of mad, bro.
Torian was laughing at me today because I was we were driving and I hate listening to silence, bro. So I'm flicking through the radio stations. All I heard was knees weak, mom spaghetti. I was like, turn that shit off. I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
Yeah, it's like a moment in time. Like I'll have my days where I'll like go on like a 7-8 Eminem song run and just nostalgic, you know, but like I'm just not angry like that anymore. So it doesn't like hit the same way it did when I was like 15 and just like chubby and pissed off and like, you know, like just like, damn
That's a good little sub question, bro. What music doesn't hit the same for you that you used to really love? Bill, what you think?
I mean, of course, Wiz, I guess, would be my example.
But like even the old good Wiz, like you don't really.
Man.
I'm talking about like music that you thought was
I was
great.
listening to Black and Yellow in the car the other day. That's still a slapper.
Time and
that
place.
song.
You say that, but put it on in the car.
I will
Roll the
never.
windows down. You're gonna be rapping every single.
You know
word.
what I'll play before I play that?
What's that?
I'll roll up.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a bunch of Wiz. I'm not saying that's the pinnacle Wiz song. I just it came on shuffle and I was
You
like,
couldn't turn it off.
hell yeah, you know.
Yeah, you couldn't turn it off.
You know, that shit was awesome.
I'd maybe say like Waka. Like I still turn up to that
I'm
music,
with
but
you,
I'm not
bro.
like
I'm with
living
you.
that.
I'm
You don't really
with
turn
you.
up like that
I'm
anymore.
fucking
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you,
like,
Bill.
I
I ain't
know.
gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Because I used to listen to Flockavelli daily.
Yeah.
Snakes in the Grass, Grove Street Party, like
Anthems,
all that shit.
all
bro.
anthems, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's drill music. Like I was like before Lil Durk was Durk that everybody knows now, I was hip.
Yeah.
Before niggas was really hip to Chief Keef.
Yeah.
Lil J, fucking FBG Duck before he passed, like Killer Kells. I can name, me and Waylon can go on for hours about rappers that niggas will never know just because they were Chicago niggas. And it's like now I'll listen to some of that shit and I'll just be like, why the fuck did I like this? Chief Keef excluded, Durk excluded. But other than that, like, why the fuck was this what turned me the fuck up?
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's weird when you come across a song that you really used to love back in the day, and you're like, this is kind of ass.
And then now I'm like,
yeah, no, this is not it.
Nah. And I feel like I made fun of myself the other day. I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, bro, I really feel like an old nigga saying this and like feeling like this, bro. But listening to the music now, bro, that drill music and shit, that's why these motherfuckers is fucked up now, bro. Like,
Duh.
14, 15 years old, niggas out here blicked up, like niggas killing niggas at 14,
Shit's
15.
terrible.
It's insane, but that's what it was, bro. You think these old niggas was killing niggas to sell? No. You think niggas was killing niggas to NWA?
No, I've said multiple times that the reason DeMarcus is in jail is because of Chief Keef. You know what I mean? Like somebody who just shouldn't be listening to him because he really like wanted to be that and then like tried. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, dude.
You gotta
read the room, you know?
You gotta get up out that shit, man. And that's something that all black males go through. Like, I've been a product of it myself. Like, when I got my first legal gun, first thing I wanted was a 30-round clip.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need that?
You don't.
Do I need that? Why do I need a gun in the first place?
Yeah.
That's another story, you feel me? But like,
yeah,
feeling protected is not a problem. But in that state, it's like,
but feeling, you know, that I mean, it definitely pertains to like black males, but it pertains to anybody who listens to that music, especially just males, really. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's a, you know how many times I was called a wigger, like just because I liked rap music and like, you know what I mean?
And
like,
I hate, but you got to understand niggas that come from that might not understand you.
Oh, 100%.
Like me, that would never come out of my mouth because not only do you listen to rap music, you have soul. Yeah. You listen to old R&B. You listen to more old R&B than I do.
But it's like, it's not necessarily coming from other black people. It's coming from white people, right? And being like,
now that's fucked.
You want to like, you're a wigger. Like you just want to be black so badly. It's like, not really. I just kind of like fuck with the culture. Like this is what I gravitate to. Like this is cool to me.
I was talking to Kato, Kamen, and he was talking about the pod and shit. He like, nah, bro, like that shit is perfect. Y'all the perfect mix because Andy understands the culture.
100%.
And he don't even know you like I do.
Yeah, no.
He just knows you.
No,
you feel me? Shout out to Kamen. That's my cuz. You feel me? That's my dog. But like, in general, like niggas that understand culture, you get respect from niggas,
100%.
you feel me? Because
always have. That's why most of my best friends are black. You know what I mean?
But I say that to say the biggest irritation for me is the white boy in the corner that had on the Gucci belt and the polo that his dad bought him because he motherfucking $375,000 house, but you out here trying to thug, trying to say nigga listening to Chief Keef.
Yeah.
Boy, take your bitch ass in the house.
No, it takes a lot of self-awareness to be like the white guy in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just to know what you are. It's why and I think we've touched on this earlier, but it's why I've like always gravitated to somebody like Mac Miller, right? Because it's like, I understand you.
Yeah,
I totally get what you. I totally get the role you play.
Yeah, like Chris Webby.
Yeah, Chris Webby. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
May as well say Asher off.
You know what I mean?
That would have been too much respect.
I was gonna say, I like Asher too much because Asher plays that role. I was
gonna say MGK, but he might have jumped over the table.
Chris Webby's exactly who you just described, right?
Literally,
is like
bro.
Like the guy in the. But he's like, it's like,
shut up.
There's a certain sector of white rappers who placates to trailer trash.
Yeah,
and that is that.
And
I can't relate to that world. I'm not trailer trash. I never have been. So it's like, and that's a very particular type of person, right?
And I feel like black people may be more fucked up for not understanding these niggas because some of these white trailer trash motherfuckers grew up just like us.
Oh, 100%.
You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
But we wouldn't know that because we just judge off of the skin.
Sometimes poverty's poverty, bro.
Facts.
You know, growing up in the trailer is really not that different than growing up in Section 8. You know, it's very like
you might be in that trailer on Section 8.
You feel me? So it's like
facts.
it's the same thing, you know, and that's I think that's where a lot of like we get lost as a society not being able to like differentiate that. It's like I was saying this to Nikki yesterday, right? We just got finished watching the show called The Maid on Netflix, and it was fucking incredible. And it's basically about this girl who, you know, she lives in like Seattle, like Washington somewhere. She's got this 2-year-old baby, and she's in this like abusive relationship, but it's like mentally abusive, right? Like he doesn't actually hit her, but he hits near her, and he really manipulates her to like stick around, and then he like starts turning into a piece of shit and starts drinking again, and then he like gets clean, and he's like, no, come back and move in the house, and she's like she's like homeless, living in her car, doing all this. And it was like this 10-part series and it was so good. And so we were going to the pool yesterday and I was like, we were listening to the real woman be interviewed, right? And they were saying like, she was saying like, oh yeah, like there was a lot of like outrage online because like they chose to tell my story and not like a person of color story. And I feel like I'm happy that like women of color are like speaking up and like marginalized communities are upset by the fact that they chose a white person. And I'm like, struggle is struggle, bro. Like your life was ass. If that was an accurate representation,
I will speak for all black people when I say we have to stop judging white people.
Dude.
They're judged so much, and it's crazy.
Well, and that's what I was saying to Nicole when she was like saying that, because we both kind of like rolled our eyes, and I was just like, listen, bro, like if everybody in that show was black rather than being white, and you know, I wouldn't have liked it any less. It would have been just as good if everything was the same. It was shot the same. It was acted the same. I don't care that her skin was white. I'm not thinking in those terms. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody in the show was black, it still would have been a masterpiece, in my opinion. Because, again, struggle is struggle. Comparing struggle is ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes no sense, bro.
It's because it's in the end of the day, it's like, why are you looking down your nose at me because of X, Y, and Z? Like,
it don't make no sense.
You were homeless sleeping in your car.
And that comes from a lot of black people. That just comes from, and this is a newer term, and I really like it, is just trauma dumping from niggas.
Yes.
It's like,
yes,
niggas really just take that shit and be like, nah, nigga, you ain't never had to. Yeah. You ain't never did.
100%.
You ain't never slept with no lights on.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he did, bro.
Yeah, sure I did.
Maybe bro did.
I slept in my car. That's like half of the show.
Maybe
I
did
like
go
sleeping in the car
everything.
and like, you know what I mean? Like,
the only thing that's different is maybe that I'm not black.
Yeah, I was in the domestic violence shelter for twice in the show. You know what I mean? It's like, so to hear her say that, it's kind of like, don't downplay your own struggle. Like, I don't know, like you decided to take your story, write a book, put in the work to get it published, put in the work to take that book and get it in front of Netflix, and like you did your thing. Like I'm supposed to take away credit for you for grinding your ass off, for going through this horrific situation and then trying to get out of it for the betterment of your daughter's life. Like we're poo-pooing on that. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
It doesn't, and it really upsets me. But that brings me to my next point, bro. And I didn't put it on the board, but it was something that I thought about, and I asked both of you guys. And we can start with Bill, bro. I don't know exactly how you came up. You feel me? You might have had a nice upbringing. I don't know if it was middle class, lower class.
A little all over.
Okay.
Apartments. I did live in a trailer park, funny enough, at a point in my life.
Okay, so my question would be for you is poverty versus generational wealth. How would you feel like in regards to both? Do you feel like you would respect yourself more coming from nothing and getting everything you obtained, or starting with a great base, having the funds to do what you want to do, and just going up from there?
I'd say poverty. I forget who said this. Maybe it was Gary Vee. He was talking about two kids in New York. One lives on the Lower East Side. One lives on the Upper East Side. He was saying, the kid who has everything given to him doesn't know how to fight, doesn't know how to hustle.
That's true.
Where the kid on the Lower East Side is selling CDs, doing this and that to hustle and grind. To me, that's everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have everything given to you. What do you know besides that?
Sure.
But then, I don't know, bro. Because I think about it in this standpoint. It's like, I was born in Ann Arbor, right?
Yeah.
Most people that go to or are from Ann Arbor are upper middle class, high class people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I never saw Ann Arbor through that lens. I only saw Ann Arbor through a struggle lens, trying to come up lens, trying to find ways to make it for my family. You feel me? I came up from that. Fuck that shit, bro. Give me motherfucking a generational wealth so I can have the blueprint, have somebody to tell me what the do's and don'ts are, financial literacy, doing everything the right way, and let me go from there. Because starting from where I started from, it hinders me still today from having those same habits.
Yeah.
And it's not lit. I'm the same nigga right now that we make good ass money where we work at, and I still smoke Black and Milds.
Yeah.
Habits. It just be like that, bro.
I guess I'm speaking from like the knowledge standpoint, not necessarily of like this is my life, like this is everything, right?
No,
so,
I feel you. I feel you 100%. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
I understand. But it's like I know motherfuckers that come from a good upbringings and still grind. We sit next to one.
I was gonna say, it's like,
This motherfucker.
yeah.
He came from money, you feel me? Came from a good. I don't mean to put you out there like that.
No,
you feel me?
no, I feel
but
you.
niggas came from cheese.
Yeah.
But this motherfucker still will find a way to grind, bro. He'll find a way to grind it out. He not looking at them like, hey, bro, come do this for me real quick. No, nigga, I'm gonna figure this shit out myself.
Yeah.
That's why I respect you. You feel me?
Well, I think the difference for me is that like I really got a front row seat to Todd grinding. You know what I mean? Like there was like, we always had. I'm never gonna say I was never like privileged, right? I was always pretty privileged. Like we always had a nice house,
but it wasn't always as privileged as what you're saying.
100%.
Okay.
And like, well, and I think what he did really good, and my mom too. I think what they did really well was like they never really like. They always made sure I had everything I needed, but they didn't really give me shit.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to go to the mall, they didn't just like, hand me a credit card and say, "Well, here, go buy what you want." Like, no, I got school clothes. Like once, everybody gets school clothes in August, and you just got to ride that bitch out for the rest of the year, and like,
For real.
you might get a couple of things here and there if you catch your mom in the right mood at the mall type
little,
deal. But like,
light shit, little pieces.
no, it was never like going to the movies. It was always like Todd was always good about like talking in terms of like dollars, right, and talking in terms of like hours worked, right. It was kind of like, oh, you want to go to the movies? Like, how are you going to earn $20 to go to the movies? Like, well, I'll do X, Y, and Z. Even when I was a little kid, he used to make me put all like if I wanted a new toy and I was like obsessive about a new toy, he would make me donate a whole box of toys that I didn't use anymore before he went and bought me the new toy, because it showed, it was like, yeah, you gotta get rid of the old to get the new. You gotta earn that. You have to really go through your room and decipher what wrestling figures you do not want anymore, because I'm taking them to the thrift store and giving them to some kids who really really need that shit.
And it just levels of that. Like we all know Todd's a real nigga.
Yeah.
But that just made me know Todd's even more of a real nigga than I thought he was.
Well, and then it's like I mean, we moved a lot. Like I was I was born in Lansing, and then we moved to Tennessee because he had a good job opportunity down there. And then he was with GM, and this was before the deluxe days. And then when he was with GM, they wanted to send him to Brazil from Tennessee.
Word?
Yeah, and he like I always forget the story, but I think it was basically a situation where he had called one of his friends and was basically just like, hey, like, I just got transferred to Brazil. Can you like give me a little lowdown on like what it is? Because he was working out there, and he was like, you have like a newborn, right? And like Elizabeth was just born, and he was like, yeah, she's like a few months old. He was like, by no means bring your kid to Brazil, because they had to have like, it was just like politically it was all kind of fucked up at the time, and I think they had to have like armed escorts go like take them to and from work, and it was just like it was a culture shock that they were not. He was just like, don't bring 3 little kids into this right now. Like anything could happen at any given moment. Like the politically, it's a little fucked right now. So that's how he ended up coming back to Michigan, and then
he did go down to Brazil.
No, he never went. No, we never went. He instead he just quit, and then he bought Deluxe from my grandpa right after that. So we lived in my grandparents' basement for 6 months, and then we ended up buying the house directly next door, and then so we were in Ypsi forever, and then we bought a house in Ypsi off Michigan Ave, and then we bought a house, ended up being right next to my grandma, and then we ended up moving into the house that we're still into that today. So there was 6 or 7 moves there.
So you saw the grind,
but I saw each house get nicer and nicer. You know what I mean? Like that was like I loved the Ypsi house because my grandma was right next door. I could come home and I would go over there and hang out with my like all my cousins. We all lived in the same neighborhood, right? So like Scott and Cindy were 2 blocks away, so Will and Dave were 2 blocks away.
That's
and then
lit.
outside of that was, and another block was Greg and Mary Beth. So I had Paul and Chris and all, so all my cousins were basically living within one neighborhood, right? So it was great. I did not want to move from Ypsi. I really did not want to move from Ypsi. I have to stop
you and say something funny. What? You really came up like a nigga, bro.
Kind of.
This nigga just said all of his cousins stayed in the same neighborhood,
it's
bro.
adjacent, right? It's like a similar.
This is adding on to his R&B and rap culture.
It's similar.
The way
things,
he
man.
dresses, when he gets his hair cut like a nigga, bro, on accident. I don't know, bro. My nigga just might got the wrong pigment.
Crazy portfolio.
Well, the thing is,
crazy portfolio.
Yeah, well, because it's like the reality is like I grew up like a lot of my like years truly growing up. I was in Ypsi, and like a lot of my dad's friends, just black. I mean, he grew up in Ipsy. He was always in Ipsy. So, you know, you're meeting people throughout the years. Oh, this is my buddy I went to high school with. This is my, you know, they're all black. Everybody, you know, and it's just like just how Ipsy is. It's just predominantly black.
Yeah.
So you know you're living around the corner from Ipsy High School. Like you know who's going there. You know, like
And that's a beautiful neighborhood.
Beautiful neighborhood.
Miles lives over there.
yeah, it's a great neighborhood. You know, but then at the end of the day, it's like we ended up like the house got robbed 3 times. You know what I mean? And it's like so we ended up moving out to Ann Arbor and you know, they wanted to put me in Ann Arbor public schools because of my cousin's experiences in Ipsy public schools at that time. You know, they've gotten a lot better, but at that time they were pretty piss poor.
Nah, I'm still taking my kids to go.
You feel me? Exactly. So it was basically when I was living in Ipsy, I was at private school, and then when I left Ipsy, I went to Ann Arbor public schools, and the rest is history, basically. But yeah, I mean, just to bring it full circle, it was a lot of like watching the grind happen, right? It's like,
Right.
oh yeah, this house is nice,
Right.
and then it's like, oh wait, the next house is nice. It's actually a little nicer. It's a little bigger. It's got a little more space, you know. And then it's like you go to the next house, and it's like, okay, this is proper. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But even then, it was still like I was just showing Nicole like 2 days ago the pictures of the house that they're currently in right now.
Yeah.
When we bought it, right? Because it was like such a project. It was such a project. Like it was not nice.
Yeah.
It was like overgrown everywhere. This guy had not taken care of the house for probably 15 years. Like they had to gut every single fucking room in that house. Like we stripped it down to the bare bones. And I was telling her because I fucking hated living in that house for like a year. Because it was just construction constantly. There was no place
Fucking
to like.
loud-ass
There was no
noise.
place to like go and relax.
Yeah,
right.
facts.
It was like because even when I bought this house, right, it was like kind of the same deal. Like the house was in shambles. I didn't really have any flow to the house or whatever. So I like made sure the first week I got this house, I bought that TV. And I made sure that up here was like a sanctuary, right? I could come up here, I could turn the TV on, I could play my games, I could do whatever I want. I could
Whenever
just be
I
away.
pulled up, that's what it was.
You know what I mean? Because it's
Shit.
like if you go downstairs, it's like, well, this room's half painted, and I don't really know what we're doing with this room, and this room's Ian's room, so he's got his. I don't know what I'm doing with this room. This is just an extra room. The basement's me and Jackie's room, but we haven't even started. You know what I mean? There's just a bed in the corner type deal. Like there's no rhyme or reason to this house at all. So and you know,
feng
it took,
shui.
exactly, and it took about 3-4 years to get like true feng shui in this house, right? And it's like so. You know, I don't know. I think it's a different thing when you watch the grind and you see what hard work does, you know, and I don't know. It's like if I took over Deluxe, like you see Todd there every single day. Is that like generational like easy money? You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's sleeping and just like chilling collecting a paycheck. No, he's there, first one there to the last one to leave every single day.
Every day.
Like you have to really like
I really respected Todd out the gate, bro, but like
you have to dig deep, you know.
That weekend, it was like a Sunday, bro. I don't know.
I know exactly.
I think we were just
at the Marriott with the mud,
bro.
When he was out there,
my nigga was in the mud, no problem putting the floor on his back, bro. His floor is muddy, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking like the weak ass little mud. I'm talking sand mud.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad mud, right?
My nigga Todd putting that shit on his shoulder, nothing.
Yeah,
just talking.
Yeah,
he didn't give a fuck. He didn't. It wasn't like he was our boss. It wasn't like he has a very successful business. My nigga was just out there like us, bro.
Yeah.
Type of people you go to war for.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally.
Well,
that's why anything Todd ever asked me to do, it's done.
I'm pretty sure that when he started, like when he took over Deluxe and was really like really building it up, I'm pretty sure him and Will worked 120 days straight, no days off. That's what he's always told me. You know, whether that's hyperbolic or not, it's still like it was a lot. It was a lot of days. You know,
I mean, shit, we don't work 30-some days.
You know what I mean?
together
Like
straight.
that's rough.
Yeah,
doing the 30 bang is tough. You're like, shit, man. I haven't had a day off in a month.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
that shit's ill. So to
I
do
ain't
that
gonna lie,
for
afterwards, besides the money, I do feel some type of like discipline though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel discipline for sure.
I remember a few years ago we hit a just like a lull in the summer where we were so short staffed. Like we just had a bunch of it was just a turnover year, right? You see them all the time. Probably every 5 or 6 years you have a turnover year where just everybody from your crew basically just leaves and they move on. You know, that's ultimately what you want, right? But you had a guy like Eric Greenlee who was there for like 10 years. You had a guy like Ryan Springsteen there 5-6 years. You had a guy like Chris Ackerman 7 years. You know what I mean? Like you had these guys. Corp was there for like fucking 15 years basically at that point. Will even was that summer where you know he was like going into nursing school. He was hanging around a lot less, you know. So you just had a turnover year, and we ended up with like 4 drivers, right? Like, but we had signed up thinking we had like 7 going into the summer, so we just had to figure it the fuck out, you know. And we came up on like 4th of July weekend, and we had, I mean, we had Todd was up north, Lad was up north, Anthony wasn't back yet, like he was still in Alabama, so it was like we had I think 3 drivers that weekend. And Don was one of them. Don took a crew of like 12 dudes just to like not he had like all the big jobs, right? Like Lansing was meeting him, so he had like the Lansing crew and the whatever Belleville crew he could take with him, and they knocked out like 5 or 6 big jobs. And the plan was basically for this dude Pat Denver, shout out Pat, to take a little truck because he'd never driven a big truck, right? So he like took this little truck, and he was basically going to like drive to Ann Arbor, drive back, drive to Romulus, drive back, like just to unload it, just because he'd never driven the big truck before, where all of it was going to fit in the big truck. And I was just like, listen, bro, you can do all that driving around if you want, or you could just like step up and fucking drive the big truck. He was like, I'm not trying. He's like, I'm not trying to fucking come back here. Fuck that. I'll just roll the big truck, you know? So he like, you know, we just stepped up, and like everybody just stepped up. And it was interesting to see like, how everybody just kind of like maneuvered, right? And like made it happen. And I don't remember where I was going with this, but like
niggas need to know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I remember exactly where it was. So Pat, shout out Pat again. I remember Pat was telling me like, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna like quit smoking weed here like in the next week or so. I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, don't you dare stop smoking weed right now. I said, we have 21 brutal fucking days ahead of us. Quit after. Don't
smoke
quit
a little
right
more.
Now. No, literally, I was like, I don't need you coming to work angsty.
Yeah, facts.
If weed is what calms you down at night, smoke the weed, please.
Please
quit it in a month and a half, because we have 21 days where we are, and they weren't 21 days where 6 of them were 8 to 12 and blah blah. No, they were like 8-9 hour days, every single fucking one of them. And it was like I think we hit 80 hours one of those weeks. It was like 83 hours that we did. You know, that's 2 work weeks in 1 week. 7. It was fucking savage, you know, because we just didn't, you know, every single day was 7 to 7 because we just had to do that, you know. So yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, I mean,
all right, man, we're gonna switch it up. We've been on some serious shit, you feel me? And I know I'm gonna make you niggas laugh with my take.
Sure.
What era would you party in? The 70s,
bitch,
the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, or up?
70s all day. I'd have so much goddamn coke in my nose, it wouldn't be funny.
Nigga, I don't want the 70s coke. I want the 80s coke with the 80s music. Bitch, let Pat Benatar play while I got a motherfucking 8-ball over here.
Yeah,
I ain't never done coke a day in my life.
It just feels like the 80s was a little more like grungy and like not buttoned up, where the 70s was like, I mean, look at me, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, but you got to think about how 80s was like techno.
Oh, I've thought plenty about it. I mean,
80s was techno, 80s was crazy.
If I ranked them, 80s would be 2 for me, right?
80s
like,
is number 1.
I feel like going,
and the coke was the purest. That's when Pablo Escobar was going crazy.
Because I feel like, I think about it in terms of like music, right? Like, because like we take in music like very different than we used to, like as a society, naturally, right? Technological advances, like it's just gonna happen. Like Dirk drops an album on Friday, you're listening to that bitch at 12:01 Friday morning, basically.
And
you know
it's
what
a
I mean?
great album, by the way.
Shout out Dirk. But it's like you have it immediately on your phone. Back in the day, like you had to like go to the record store. You had to have a record player. You know there wasn't, if you didn't have a record player, bro, you were kind of fucked.
You weren't skipping around songs.
You know what I mean? There wasn't. It's not like you walked into every store and it was just playing music everywhere like it is now. Like there's constantly
had to be collective.
Yeah, I mean, you go into any store currently and somebody's got the fucking aux cord plugged in. You know what I mean? Like there's constant music being played. You know, radio, all that shit. But like back in the 70s, bro, that shit just wasn't readily accessible the same way it is now.
I know my nigga Donnie was getting busy.
So it's
in
like
the 70s.
So you had to like you had to really like you had to go seek out the music, right? So if you think about the club in those terms, like you might not have known what Staying Alive sounded like until you were in that club with them lights going off your third 8-ball of the night and your 6th drink, talking about like, dog, these motherfuckers are going. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
all I can think of is motherfucking Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar and me having a motherfucking beater on in the club, techno lights everywhere.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like think about going into the club and hearing rock with you for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is who?
No, for
Michael
real.
done ditched the brothers?
Yeah, by himself.
He's doing this?
By himself.
Going crazy.
Yeah, facts,
you know what I mean?
facts,
Going
facts.
crazy.
And then niggas was really working hard, so niggas probably
You
didn't
feel
have
me?
time to do
You
all
feel
of that.
me?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
I can see what you're saying.
And the thing is like not to get too crazy with it, but like in the 80s there was a crack epidemic.
Facts.
In the 70s, everybody was kind of doing well. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Black community's doing well. White community's doing well. Mexican community's doing well. Everybody was kind of eating because
facts.
houses were fucking dirt cheap.
$12.
and everybody, like, bro, everybody was coming out of high school. If you graduated high school, you were going to the plant. You were getting $70K a year off rip. You could buy a house immediately.
Yeah, facts.
Start a family. Everybody was straight pretty much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And your
then-
girl didn't talk back.
You said what?
And your girl didn't talk
Hell
back.
no.
Don't make them like they used to.
What?
Yuck. But
What?
then you see what happened with the government said, oh no, these motherfuckers are getting off.
Yeah, these niggas are getting off.
Sprinkle a little crack into the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna take all the jobs, we're gonna outsource them to different countries so we can get off and just fill it with crack and they'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Literally,
And then
though.
you go, 25 miles away from right now and you see the effects of it, right? You go anywhere in Detroit and it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
There's
facts.
this used to be this used to be like one of the richest towns in America, and it was the richest town per capita of blacks. So it's like this used to be like the spot if you were black. What did we do? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this
Crack, nigga.
fully, but it's like
Crack and riots.
100%. I mean,
Crack,
there's
riots, like
there's
a lot of
there's
shit,
a long
lot of
laundry
shit
list of
played
shit
into
that
it.
happened
Yeah.
that like created the domino effect to
Yeah,
Detroit. I mean,
yeah.
even in the 70s, Detroit, it was more the 60s where, but like the 50s, bro. I mean, come on, we were eating here. Everybody was eating. Blacks,
That's
whites,
just
it
the
does
big
not
three,
matter,
The big three and
bro.
shit, yeah.
But then the big three is like, well, we can go to other countries and make all of our parts for way cheaper, so we can get richer, and you guys can fuck off kindly. You know what I mean? And like that's, I don't know. It's the whole like, it's a shame.
Bill, what era would you party in?
Definitely the 70s.
Yeah,
I'd be with
you know what I
Andy
mean?
somewhere.
Yeah,
He's just
70s
going crazy.
70s were a vibe.
I can see why nigga Bill with the bell bottoms
Yeah,
on,
70s were a
bro,
vibe,
off the
bro.
platform.
Everybody was getting off.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm not gonna say the 80s, like I said off rip, I'm going 2000s, my nigga.
I feel that. Tall tees,
Tall tees, nigga.
juvenile.
Juvenile.
Mm.
Jack. Remember, imagine walking in the club and you hear, oh,
Yeah.
nigga, the
Crazy.
Jermaine Dupri era,
No, crazy. Been fire.
snapping and rolling, my nigga.
Yeah.
All of the hits that we dealt with.
Yeah.
50 Cent playing in the
Yeah.
club,
I mean, you
bro.
can. Yeah, that's real. In the club.
In the club.
Nigga.
What?
Nigga, not even just that. Let's bring in the drugs in the hand.
Yeah.
I want some purple dro.
Yeah.
The endo from 2000.
Good shit.
Off
Yeah.
of the big swishers that you had to split down the
Yeah.
middle, my nigga.
Yeah.
Bro,
No, that would have been fire.
Off the
2000s
Hypnotic?
would have been fire.
exotic,
Hell yeah.
polo on my body.
Hypnotic and Hennessy, baby. Create some Incredible Hulk.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
the 2000s would have been crazy.
2000 would have been crazy.
I might go with that and then the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that, then the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know if there is like an era that wouldn't have been fun to some extent. You know
I
what
mean, even when you think about it, shit, the era where we kind of got out of high school, that was
super fun.
fire.
We had fun.
Before we could really
We got like Drake and Kanye's era. You know what I mean? Like there were slappers always.
can't go
you
wrong
know.
with that.
Then
Can't
you
go
had
wrong with
like 90s. You had like really, really, really great R&B. You know, and then like R&B pop fusion.
Yeah.
Like club.
Yeah.
If we're talking like
Yeah.
particularly in the club, like there's
Yeah.
some really great 90s.
That was the
songs
question though.
would've
So
been-
partying, so yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it would have been super fun to be in the club in the 90s. And then I appreciate the like, I don't know, I feel like you could go like if you were in the 70s, you could, is that still good? That's annoying. Yeah, well, whatever.
I mean, shit, we really been going for a minute though, so we can kind of cut it after.
Yeah, it should be.
We can wrap it
That
up.
was fine too.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one-
this
that
is
one
fine.
was
I
good.
just noticed that was off, so
Okay,
it was
so-
on for a while. I mean,
Oh, okay, I see. So we probably got it. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
basically to come back around, it's kind of like I feel like you could. There was like a. What was I trying to say? I can't remember. I can't keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling. I just turned off. I don't know. We can keep rolling there was a I don't know what the word is, like there was like a innocence about it, but it wasn't innocent, right? It was like
in the 70s.
Well, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the most part, it's kind of like there was an innocence.
You didn't really have to worry about niggas shooting a party up.
Really, you didn't have to worry about social media. That's what I mean. Like, you didn't have to worry about cameras in the club. You didn't have to worry. Like, I could go in there and just be a fucking degenerate.
Yeah,
and go home to my wife and be like, yeah, I don't know. We just fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
they came home off the shit.
It's cool, you know what I mean?
No
it's
evidence.
Like, you know what I mean?
For real. Quick little nose
you know what I mean?
wipe.
I had my nose in somebody's asshole 45 minutes ago. And you and I have no worries that you will ever find out.
You know what I mean? You don't know who she is. Neither do I.
No, 100%. I'm at the fucking club. I'm
Neither
downtown
do
New
I,
York. What are we
bro.
doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think there's like
I feel like I would have been a druggie back then, though.
Probably.
Like, I would have been doing drugs. Like, you know me, bro. I don't try nothing. I don't really do nothing. But that time, in them 80s, boy, bring the mirrors out.
I got a sidebar question for you guys.
What?
The honor system. What happened to the honor system?
Oh,
I mean, why?
There's no honor. I mean, it's like
no one cares.
No, we live in a really like fucked society right now. It's like really sad to watch, honest to God.
And you're talking to a nigga that don't trust nobody because of the honor society.
Well, it's like what did
it went away. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You know when it went away, bro? When the it takes a village to raise a child went away.
Yeah.
Niggas will watch you. Niggas will know you watch your kid doing some wild ass shit and won't whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Because they care to what the world gonna say.
Yeah.
It used to be 70s, 80s. You go to the corner store, you steal something, that nigga, and I'm telling your mama, little nigga.
Yeah. Well,
when that shit went away, everything else was out the door.
Yeah.
Niggas started minding their own business, and in minding your own business, you turn your face to something that could be happening that's fucked up. But I'm minding my own business. I'm a nigga that mind my own business myself. Unless you beating up on a woman, unless you doing some foul ass shit, pointing a gun at a kid, doing some shit like that, I'm not finna bother the couple that's arguing in the car next to me because, nah, it's not my business.
There's no sense of community anymore.
None.
And that's really what like the downfall of like America has become is there's no sense of community because like it's kind of just to play on like exactly what you just said, right? It's like, well, all right, here I am, me and the homies. Let's say this is like 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. It's like, well, we could be driving around Belleville, right? Because there's no school of choice type deal. Like you just go where you go, right? And I either went to Pioneer, Huron, I went to Belleville because I lived in Belleville.
You go where you go.
I wasn't driving to fucking Ann Arbor.
You go where you go.
Exactly. But it's like, all right, well, you, me, and Bill are all in the car. We're all. We had a couple to drink and blah blah blah, and it's like, shit, we're getting pulled over, right? And you you roll down the window and there's fucking like Waylon's dad, right? I'm gonna personally call your father tomorrow, but I'm not about to arrest you because I don't want to see you get fucked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fucking follow you home, and your dad's getting a call tomorrow, and whatever he does after that,
He's gonna whoop your
He's
ass.
gonna beat your ass, but that's okay because you're not going to jail tonight. You're just gonna have to take your L. You're not getting out of this. You know what I mean? Where now it's like same situation happens and we get pulled over and it's not fucking anybody's dad or anybody's uncle or no. Oh yeah, I know you're you're Chef's son, right? Yeah, I know you. I know your dad. We went to high school together. All right, I'm gonna make sure we're gonna make this right. I'm gonna follow you boys home. We're gonna get we're gonna talk to your dad tomorrow about this.
That shit don't exist, bro.
It doesn't exist because now it's just like license registration. All right, because it's some dude that they brought in from fucking Grand Rapids who's looking for a job in Belleville, and he gets hired as a police officer because nobody wants to be a fucking police officer in Belleville, so they have to outsource to like
100%.
People should really police their own communities. Every cop in Ypsi should be from Ypsi. Every cop from Ann Arbor should be from Ann Arbor. Every cop from Belleville should be from Belleville. And I know that's not realistic, but you should.
There should be some sense of community.
That used to be what happened. You know what I mean? Because it's like people used to respect police.
And then it wasn't fuck the cops because that cop might be your friend dad.
Exactly. Then you had more respect for him because you're not going to, if you get pulled over by, Chef's friend, I'm not going to be a piece of shit to him. I'm going to be, oh, yes, sir, officer. I know, Officer Wilson, I'm sorry about that. I know you went to high school with my dad. I'm just going to be respectful because my dad's already beating my ass. He's already going to find out about this. So I need him to at least drop in there like, well,
I'm more worried about that than jail.
100%. But that's the thing. It's like, well, I know that Todd's gonna kick my ass tomorrow, and I don't want him saying, well, yeah, your son was being a little shithead to me too. You know what I mean? Well, to Todd, to be fair, he was super respectful. You know, boys will be boys. You know, this is what happened. You know, they weren't really doing anything. They were parked in a parking lot. They were, you know, they had a couple of open beers. It's not really that big of a deal, but you know, we definitely want to nip this in the bud while we can. You know, it's that situation opposed to like, okay, now I have to go to jail and bail myself out, and then like there's all these people who I don't know, and they don't give a fuck about me. You know, there was no wherewithal for me when I accidentally walked out of the fucking. I didn't even leave the store. I walked past the checkout line with the dog food, right? And they put me in jail for that. It's like, well, okay, what kind of taxes has Deluxe Tents and Events paid to the city of Belleville? You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you'd be able to just walk up to the store and be like, hey, listen, man, like, you know, like you serve the community, I serve the community. Like what, you know, this seems like this was just
not even just that. Back in the day, nigga, your mama could send you to the store for a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, 100%.
And they knew you wasn't gonna open them bitches.
But that's my point, right? It's like
same shit.
You know, oh, you know my mom. I'm not a thief. I forgot it was on the bottom. Let me just go around and check out again. But no, it's corporate. They don't give a fuck. They don't know me. You know what I mean? They don't care that. They don't care that they don't care that, you know, our business creates more business in the city of Belleville. They don't care that our taxes pay for shit. Like they don't give a fuck because
they don't want to see me at the U-Skin. I get busy to this day.
Yeah.
I'll have 3 bands in my pocket, still putting the Kool-Aid packet over the diapers.
There's no
10 cent.
Yeah. People don't go to church anymore. There's no sense of community. There's no youth centers. There's no men's groups. There's no, you know what I mean? Like the Moose Lodges, the fucking church, you know, back in the day, bro, everybody be at church. Whether you were, doesn't matter what you were.
And even then
they'd
now,
be at the Catholic church, the Protestant church, the Baptist church. Everybody would be at church on Sunday. That's just what it was.
I don't even know if
it's a godless community now. It's a godless world now.
I don't even hear that many young people talking about the neutral zone these days, and that kind of bothers me.
Because, bro,
that should save my life.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Niggas used to make fun of me for not going to the hood, bro, and just going downtown and going to hang with these people. That's exactly
what I'm talking about.
And creating relationships with niggas like Buff. And
100%.
Buff is part of the reason why I am the man I am today, just because I didn't always go straight to the hood after school, bro. I'd get off the bus, go to the neutral zone, record some music, even try to make a beat. Nigga taught me how to write bars, taught me how to write music, understand this shit, bro. Like, I didn't ever pay $1.
Hell no, you didn't. Shout out Jamal.
Like, and then it went even deeper because the sense of community came back, and that's what came around because Jamal just so happened to be best friends with my mom, my aunt, and all of these people going to school together.
Yes, bro.
So he even kept me even under his wing even 10 times harder.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He's one of the best guys I've ever met in my life, and glad to say that he's still one of my mentors.
Yeah, no, he's a real life goat.
That man really.
But that's the thing, right?
That's like, a pure soul.
That's where you get, like, you look at Ann Arbor as a community, right? Ann Arbor's got money. They have the funds to. They have the thought process to build a place like the neutral zone, and they can go find a Buff One and say, hey, bro, you just got this spark in you. You know, we're gonna like let you run with this and create this, you know, create this masterpiece that you've created, basically. You know what I mean? Like, where's the neutral zone in Ipsy? Where's the neutral zone where's the Peace neighborhood in Ipsy? You feel me?
Where's the Ann Arbor Community Center?
Where's Bonnie? You know what I mean? Like, well, bro, like,
yeah.
These places were pivotal to cats that we know. You know what I mean? Like, DeMarcus would go to the Peace Neighborhood Center every day after school. Martez every day. You know, Tori every day.
Yeah.
Every day, and it was good. You know why? Because it was keeping them out of the hood.
Yeah.
It was letting them not get in trouble.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So where's the Peace Neighborhood in Ipsy? Where's the Peace Neighborhood in Belleville?
My mama never signed me up for the Peace Center, so I just didn't go.
Yeah, but you were at the neutral zone. It's kind of the same. It's the same.
But the Peace was earlier. Though.
It was early. It was early.
So like, Peace was like
elementary school.
And it was like elementary going into middle school, but then niggas would be like, nah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You could.
But like for me, the neutral zone wasn't even supposed to let me go when I went. Like, neutral zone was for teenagers.
Yes.
I went in 8th grade just because I got tired of being around what I was around.
Yeah.
So I went to the neutral zone. I got cool, and that's another thing where community comes into full play.
Dude.
Miles's dad is a big person high up in the neutral zone.
Oh yeah, very good.
He's always treated me like one of his sons.
Of course,
bro. I see John to this day. That's
bro.
my dog, bro. Like these people, Rebecca that used to work at the neutral zone, like The neutral zone really was just that's where we went.
Of course,
Like,
of course.
It was just a safe haven.
But then it's like you know, I would go there with Elliot, right? I would go there with DJ L, and then it was like L then got completely ushered into like doing blind pig shows with all those guys, and it's just this constant step of like it's like, oh, okay, you decided to come. Did that turn off or is it good? It's like you decided to come here every day for 5-6 years, right? And now you're a mentor here basically, and then because you have a good reputation at the neutral zone, we're gonna let you do this show and this show and this show and this show. And that's like when I started getting in with him, right? Because it was like he had built this good reputation, and because the neutral zone does what they do, they give kids a platform to like perform. They give they're gonna make those calls and say, hey, we have I got this really great DJ. He's a great kid. I know that you have J. Cole coming to the Power Center. Like, we're gonna is it cool if he does that? And it's like, yeah, of course, because everybody's interconnected, right? It's like, oh yeah. And
then it's like shit like that one day we was at work, bro, and the neutral zone calls.
Yeah.
I tell her my name. She said, Overstreet?
Yeah.
Oh, we're actually having an alumni show. We want you to come perform.
Right, there you go.
And it's like, damn. Yeah. Like everything just fully connects.
Exactly, bro. And like, that's because Ann Arbor, love it or not, has a really strong sense of community. There's the Ann Arbor Townies. There's the Carytown. Carytown hasn't changed ever. It's everybody knows everybody.
And on the other end, there's the niggas that have been roaming downtown by the transit center since we were kids.
100%.
And they leave us alone. We know them.
Bro,
but they leave us alone.
It's like there's like a Shaky Jake, right?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like an iconic legend, like just somebody that like everybody looked out for. Everybody rallied around when he died, and it's like, and you can decide, you can break down the intricacies of that, right? It's like, well, why didn't anybody give him a house? Why was he homeless? Why, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying we're all perfect, but there was a sense. But
if you had a couple dollars in your pocket and you passed him,
you made sure he was straight. You know what I mean? Like,
I done get that nigga whole hot and ready before.
You know what I mean? Like you just I don't know. Ann Arbor has a really good sense of community. Ypsi does not have that.
I'm not really one to give to homeless people, and I'll disclose. We'll talk about why at another point in time. But like, there's the homeless people that I respect are the ones that aren't asking for money, my nigga. Like, can you just grab me some food?
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm about to stop what I'm doing to go grab you something to eat right now, or you can have what's in my hand.
I would prefer to.
I done went to go get takeout from somewhere downtown, and motherfucker just like, bro, can you just give me something to eat?
Yeah.
Here, bro. I'll go back and grab something for myself.
That's a person like genuinely struggling. That's a sense of community.
You feel me?
But
I've also had times where there was a homeless person that used to walk around, play it against sports when I worked there, and he had a cane, fake little crutch. Yeah. And I done been taking the trash out of work. I catch, bro, he counting a roll.
Yeah.
Counting a roll.
No, I saw a family sitting over by 12 Oaks Mall the other day. Corner.
Smart.
You know what I mean? They're sitting, bingo. That's what I said to Nikki. I said, look at these grifters. She was like, why do you think they're grifters? I said, because peep what they're wearing, one. Like they had an umbrella set up. They had, Kroger bags underneath them with hella Gatorades and shit. They all were dressed like decently nice, and like once it came to a stop, the woman got up and just started walking to everybody's car, like one by one, holding up the sign, please help, we need money for rent. I'm like, nah, hell no, you don't. You got a fucking Lexus sitting up the street, I guarantee it. You know what I mean? I guarantee it. Like, you guys don't even, you're not even playing the role. You're not even trying to convince me you're homeless. You guys are out here with like, what did that umbrella cost you? Those umbrellas are not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, but
yeah.
And that's where people take advantage of human decency. It sucks. That's what I say. We live in a just kind of a godless world. Like nobody gives a fuck anymore.
What time we at, Bill?
We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
That's kind of perfect.
That's perfect.
I thought we were way past that. That's fire.
And that's kind of including the break too.
No, I know. Yeah, so an hour 10.
That's fire.
Cool.
Well, yeah, man.
Anything else to touch on? Do we have anything else?
No, not really. I don't know, Bill. Do you?
No, that was solid.
All right, man. That was episode 8. Make sure y'all like, comment, and motherfucking subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe
share,
to that page.
Follow.
Share.
We're about to be annoying with the content. We're coming at you every day.
That's a fact.
Fucking let's go. You're going to get sick of us, or you're going to join the crew. You know what I mean? We're trying to build a sense of community, guys. You know
Bingo!
what I mean? You know
Bing bong. Would you